So today we join the Ranger Erik in the what group is he in? Sagittarius Army of the Kingdom of
Sagittarius.
Solaire, as he is dealing with some of the fallout of the Lich Nhac'meq's attack on the city of Sagittae in the Elven Forest area of the Empire. We join him in the head offices of that army branch, along with his legate of the group, the Paladin Ajax, and the new recruit to his group, Cassian. So, you're sitting in the office. You know this room pretty well. You got Karlika sitting in her chair, just kind of hunched over, contemplating. Got the... That's not the wrong thing here. Let me remember her name, because I'm bad with names. You got the second in command, the Sheena Thorngage, just kind of sitting there, kind of flipping up a knife and catching it with the handle. Kind of grunting. These attacks are just getting more and more annoying. City's not thinking we can do our job, hiring in war hero mercenaries to do the job for us because they're losing faith in us. I think having another one of those war heroes in the party in our group would help with that, but no. They gotta hire the big leader of that group. Then he actually does the job and gets the stupid thing killed.
I was just sitting there, just listening to him. Doesn't really care.
So what's your opinion on this, then, Ajax?
About the attacks or about the mercenary the Emperor keeps hiring out to?
No, more just that why people are losing faith in us around here. We're doing the best we can, but this putrid one they're calling her is hard to catch.
Well, it's hard to argue with results. I think that's what people need. Is they need to see results of the army keeping them safe.
Cassian, you're new here. What's your opinion on that hero, then?
What's my opinion on the hero?
I know you saw him in his group that, who was all with him? That elf and their little bard lady.
Hmm.
You were tracking them to make sure they didn't get up to any good that day.
Well, at least someone notices that. I'm surprised you were able to notice that I was tracking them. I typically try to.
Well, you were instructed to, so
Fail.
yeah, I knew you were tracking them.
Well, I try not to put too much stake in so-called heroes. Sometimes you just have to do the job yourself, as in, a lot of hype is usually blown out of proportion.
Hmm.
Well, I knew you hired me, but I didn't know if you had seen that in when and where I had been following them.
Well, no, that I didn't, because I guess you're good at that.
I try.
So, apparently they've been planting these corpse plants out in the forest. Any leads on any more you found, Erik?
Not at the moment.
Now, we've had a few more disappearances throughout the city. people saying weird occurrences being happening out in there. Karlika, any ideas? As she starts to do her typical, her sign language that she does throughout the for her communication due to her injury that doesn't allow her to talk. Basically says, "Well, I've dispatched people to deal with the other issues we've been having that are more tangible at this time. We're stretched thin. I know Eric's our best hunter, and you guys are some of the best we have as well. I'd suggest you guys go out and try to find the best you can now that we know what we're looking for in these things. Hopefully they haven't fully grown yet, so if we can get them before they become mobile, we can nip some of this problems in the bud. No pun intended."
Didn't you say that the other group of assistance we had received, didn't they take care? Wasn't there a report that they took care of some flowers?
Yes, exactly. That they were filled with zombie corpses that they appeared to feed on to sustain themselves, but also had some kind of control over them.
This undead filth is just continuing to spread.
Yes, and the one they call the putrid one, that Ildenari that Arborea was sent you to look for, Eric, we believe that she's probably the cause of this. Someone trying to say something
Yeah.
that sounded like it cut out.
Yeah, trying to make peace with the Fae is a difficult process, but it can be done.
Oh, I assure you it can be done.
But Sheena perks up. So we should go try to find information, see if we can figure out where more of these plants might be growing and stop them before they fully bloom. Well, I have some ideas I'm going to go check out. She stands up, kind of stretches. Ugh! Wish me luck. As she kind of heads out of the office.
I might not be a
Karlika starts signaling. So, do you have any plans where to look, you guys?
Ajax, why, Eric?
You're coming in kind of low right now, Survivor.
Oh, yeah. I turned my mic down. Ajax just kind of eyes Eric. Just thumbs over. It's like, well, the CEO is the tracker, so outside of talking around town, figuring out, getting as much intel as possible, a lot of it relies on him.
Tracking Fae is pretty easy for me, if you ask.
I would advise asking around the town first, see if there's any of our gatherers that have found anything weird when they're searching the forest for supplies and food and all that. Bar is always a good choice to look around, and maybe other places might have information.
So the usual spots.
We don't know how many of those plants might still be out there, and how many of them have become a bigger problem. I know if you find anything, you guys should be able to handle it without issues, but if you don't have to deal with the fully evolved things, I say that'd probably be easier.
Ajax nods. So go and he grabs his maul and just hefts it over his shoulder.
Hmm.
No time like the present.
As you see, as you're saying that, you see Karlika kind of undo her scarf she has on and kind of take an ointment out of a little thing and start applying it to this giant scarred over gash she has on her throat.
Ooh, looks painful.
Eric, you've seen her do this before, but Ajax, this is your first time seeing her take that scarf off. Same for you, Cassian.
Hmm. Quite unsettling.
She kind of looks at you and kind of mimes. Oh, yeah, I suppose this is your first time seeing this, isn't it?
It would be, yes.
Yes.
I'm sure. I'm sure whatever
It's
gave
a
you.
battle scar I don't like to show to the world for obvious reasons.
I'm sure whatever gave you that, you gave it you gave it a fair it's a fair set of scars.
Hopefully, whatever
of your
did
own.
hopefully whatever did that to you gave it worse.
She doesn't respond to that. Eric, you know that the thing that did, the person that did that got away, and she still hasn't been able to find the guy.
Damn, someone drag racing down the street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I live in a small area, so people drive like dumbasses in town.
I know that feeling.
Hmm.
As she puts the scarf kind of back around her neck to hide it again.
All right.
She kind of gets up. Well, I need to make a report to the Capitol, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen. She kind of picks up a stack of paper and walks into a different room.
We must be with you.
What'd you say?
Aegis would just comment, Remus be with you.
Ah, okay. I just remembered which guide you worship, so.
I got. He would have the Holy Symbol of Remus just kind of prominently on his neck.
Hmm.
So, basically, what you're going to do for this one is you need to try to find information as to where some of the plants might be from people in town and go deal with them.
So just to re-clarify, what does the party make up one more time? You said we had a ranger and a
Paladin.
ranger and a paladin.
Wimpy's a ranger, Surveyor's a paladin, and what was your class again?
Mine,
Yeah,
blood hunter.
yeah, I let him be that because why not? I don't care.
No questions for me.
So we have an elf paladin, a
Oh no, the my paladins say Leonin. I should probably let me adjust my name. See?
Wimpy was the ranger. Sorry, I forgot.
And he's a tabaxi.
He's a tabaxi ranger.
Mm-hmm.
I am a tabaxi right meow.
Tabaxi, right? Meow.
Yeah.
I gotta get back to my catboy tomorrow. And what was the race for yours, Survivor?
Leonin.
Leonin?
So yep, so Lion Man.
Oh, Lion Man.
So
Lion
small
Man.
cat, big cat.
Ah, like Aslo, the Lion Man. Got it. And yeah, then I've got my changeling blood hunter. Sounds good. Sorry, I just wanted to re-clarify.
So yeah, basically the places you could think to look are there is a forager's emporium that kind of basically deals with people that go out into the forest, gather mushrooms, magical like stuff and used in magical potions, stuff like and supplies. Basically anything they can get out of the forest for making the city function. There is the bar, an inn. There's maybe some of the other businesses like the local general goods store. The smith might be able to get you stuff, and wherever you want to try to go.
Is there where's the local religious center? Like, or at least, or the two things place I have in mind is either a temple where people are praying, to their to the deities that's relative to the city,
And there would be a
and
temple there too.
yeah,
There's
and
a
the other places
couple.
where people get healing.
Yep, there is the main temple, then a couple smaller ones that have some of the other gods, but the main one would be your god would be set there, as well as a couple of the other big ones. Let me see which ones I would say are there for sure. So yeah, the main temple would have Remus, Celine, and which would be the other one? Sonata as the main ones, and there's also any other god has the smaller temples throughout the city.
Mm.
It's not considered evil or jerkish, so.
We should probably start looking for leads to where we can track down these plants and whoever this or whatever this putrid one is.
I'll reconvene back at the inn or the tavern.
Yeah.
You know what? Generally, the idea is we all go also ways gather information and be back. 2-3 hours from now. More like 3. Should be enough time.
So you're saying to split up, look around for clues, and meet back at the tavern?
Yeah, because we're mostly just talking to people.
Okay, so we'll have everyone roll initiative for who goes in what order then. You're splitting up. Just a second, I don't think I have your tokens on the board here. Give me a second just to throw them down there. Actually, just roll initiative. We'll just go from there. I don't need to really do the turn thing.
Mine's out. Saying.
Don't worry about clicking your token. Just hit the initiative button.
I did anyway. 20.
Sorry.
And
So
waiting
just
on you, Zane.
regular initiative?
Yep. So I guess we'll start with Erik then.
Eric's gonna try and find an alchemist or some sort of plant biologist to ask them about the goings on of maybe the Fae or anything that is different about how the forest is going on.
Okay, give me a survival check to figure out who would be the best person to ask about that.
18.
So yeah, you know there is a older elf gentleman that works with the hunter-gatherer kind of guild. That would be kind of the best expert on this. Let me get his name from my random generator thingy here, because... by the name of Null that works there.
Eric will go and look for Null, the more experienced elven tracker in town.
Okay, so as you reach there, you see a few people coming and going. See a few kids kind of playing outside that can probably assume that their parent probably works there and they're just doing business inside while they play outside. So you see him kind of talking with some younger elven ladies about some stuff. Like, yeah, so Your best bet to find the mushrooms you're looking for is you want to find some old down trees. These mushrooms grow really good on rotting trees, and that should be good for making the potion you need to help with that illness. Thank you, Mr. Null. Null, I will be on that as soon as I can. Thank you. Give me a perception check as you come up on this guy.
17.
Yeah, you see kind of a little wood person kind of standing next to him. Ah, yes, Mr. Erik. What brings you to our fine establishment today? Do you need something gathered for the army, personal, or something else?
A little bit of both. We're kind of seeing what's going on in the forest. I was looking for any helpful information that you could offer up.
So what kind of information were you trying to find?
Well, we've been trying to make a deal with the Fae to ensure that the forest's health between here and the capital is pretty good, and there's stuff going on inside, and someone with your experience, you have the nose for it. I was just wondering if you had any information on it.
Yes, I've been hearing cases of some people running into some weird. I know the Eldenari that are around here, they tend to be of the fall variety. This one is clad then, and they're usually clad in nice browns and reds and yellows, but this one was like clad in all black, like she had rotted. That's all I've heard, unfortunately.
Things clad in black?
Yes, have you ever seen leaves that get left out in compost?
So are they using basically rotted leaves as some sort of armor, or?
No, it's just like they seem to reek of death.
Okay. It sounds as though something is reviving plant matter into undead.
Yes, it is quite a scary thought. I haven't heard rumors of plants that command the undead as well. A few people have been, from what we heard, lost to one of those creatures before. Your friend Victor dealt with that.
Yeah, something about a corpse flower, right?
Yes, I believe that's what they were called. I've heard of those things. They tend to be sprout from either on old battlefields, from when a strong necromancer dies, or purposely planted by someone.
Report said something about it to the north in caves. Do you think it's possible that there's some sort of extension from that cave underneath the forest that might be causing it?
Let me roll something for him. Possibly, but we tend to avoid the caves due to the creatures that might be in them. Other than our highest ranking people, so I don't send people in there that often.
But you do have people go through the forest quite often then, correct?
Yes. I know
so it'd be difficult for someone to craft or a plant to exhume the dead to walk back on the surface without you guys kind of noticing.
As long as there's not some spell or effect that hides them, yes.
So it's more than likely they're coming from the cave. Okay. Well, have you dealt with one of these things walking around? Have you stopped one, killed one, brought it back for study? Any more information you can kind of tell me about it?
Not that I can think of. That's not a good roll. So yeah, he doesn't know anything about their anatomy or anything like that. I've sent most of the people that've seen them aren't the fighters and have run from them, other than a couple that unfortunately could not.
Did they leave any trail behind? Like as they walked through the forest, did they kill the undergrowth?
No, they didn't actually.
Okay, so they're not.
It's that the
dragging
plants
their
are
death with
still
them.
actually technically alive and not undead.
Okay, so it's some sort of parasitic infection, either from a fungi or a bacterium. Okay. All right. Well, just to let you know, we're probably gonna be going into the cave. um, should we find anything, we'll come back and let you know.
Okay. Okay. And are you going to ask anyone else a question here?
I know we kind of got all the information.
No, well, this is just
Eric got
direct
all
to
the
you.
information.
It's not asking anyone. This guy isn't asking. This was DM asking if you wanted to ask anyone else here.
I think we got enough information, so.
Okay. As you're walking away, you feel a little tug on your pants.
Eric looks down at his pants.
He sees one of those little kids you saw playing over there. Mister, you're the hero, right?
Sure, kid. Sure.
Ah, good. So, my mommy told me something that you'd be able to help me if I need it.
What's that?
Yeah, just kind of on the path me and my mommy walk when we come to town. I know some really strange smell coming from north of it that she doesn't believe me I can smell.
What's it smell like?
A weird sweetness I'd never smelt before.
Okay, what would I have to roll to kind of figure out what kind of plants are in the area that smell sweet?
Give me a medical or nature check.
Okay, is this that advantage because it's in a forest?
Yes.
Okay. Medicine. That's a 12.
You know that sometimes in the process of decaying, human style corpses can get a sweet smell sometimes.
He looks at him. Well, thanks for letting me know. If I happen to go that way, I'll give it a look, okay?
Okay, thank you, mister. I hope you can fix whatever that problem is. As she kind of runs off.
The mysterious cave and the smell of a rotting corpse to the north. Okay. Couple options of a trail.
Okay, so Ajax, where are you gonna look?
Ajax is first gonna go to the temple and talk to the head priest or priestess and find out if anybody's been reporting people going missing, any signs of attacks. Just and just generally seeing if you can get catch people's stories about anything they might have seen out in the forest that might have spooked them real good.
Okay, so as you arrive at the main temple in this city, you see the giant tree that it is made out of. Kind of got more like a white bark on the outside of it, kind of like a big birch tree. As you see a bunch of windows carved into it have intricate stained glass, one for each of the three main gods that were worshipped in this temple, one for Saline, one for Remus, and one for Sonata, as well as a few other smaller windows, kind of a bell tower a branch that's kind of makeshift into a bell tower. and a bunch of intricate, like, like Lord of the Rings elven kind of tree art from Rivendell, kind of in the entrance and stuff like that. Traditional elven wooden build stuff. Like they grew it to be like this and not made it like that. As you come in, you see the head priest, that you know as Michael, kind of greet you. Ah, Brother Ajax, what brings you to the temple on this fine day? You know this guy. You've known him for a while.
He said his name was Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L.
Yep.
Now, Ajax will approach and he'll put his hands in kind of
He's
one
going
of
in for a hug.
Steeples. Because he was just gonna politely bow, like, okay.
He's a really friendly guy that likes to be personal. So this is him. You know he does this. This is just the way he is. You hug him back.
Awkwardly, but yes.
He gives you the 3 slaps on the back. Are you in plate mail?
Yes.
So you hear bang, bang, bang.
Because Ajax is on the job. He's on duty.
What can I do for you this fine day, my friend?
Well, Father Michael, as you know, I'm with the military, so with the army, and we're looking into the attacks out in the woods.
Yes, I've had to deal with healing some of those people that have had those issues, and unfortunately a few too many funeralites than I'd like to admit. Quite trying times we live in. Trying times.
It is indeed. Would you mind if I talk to some of these some of the victims that are still living?
Yes, I can take you to the Hall of Convalescence where a few of them are resting at the moment. Please, follow me. As he leads you in kind of the back area where you see a couple of other clerics and other people kind of chanting, doing some prayers, and, see a healing light go off every now and then. Yes, this is one of the more recent people that just came in the other day. He's unfortunately, it looks like he's asleep right now, so, that gentleman over there, the dwarf, he's one of the more recent people that was in here before him, so he might be your best bet, unless the other guy can wake up.
Ajax will approach the dwarf first.
Kind of hear him muttering, "Save my freaking elves." What do you want, Lion Man?
And Ajax will just look down upon this dwarf and he's not trying to intimidate him, he's just trying to look a bit more authoritative. Tongue tied. I'm with the army. We're looking into the attacks that's been happening out between here on the border of the woodland border between the Fey realm.
So you're trying to deal with why I was attacked by a goddamn zombie?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, shame you weren't there to help me deal with it. Well, zombie doesn't have a head now, but got a few good scrapes in on me.
Is there any other information you can give us? Anything that might be where whether there were more than just the few or so you fought? Anything where they came from? Just anything peculiar you might have noticed? Anything would be of help to stop these attacks.
That's a good time to roll that nat 1. I don't know. I got lost with my party. I don't know where I was. Came across a zombie. Frickin' thing attacked me. Took it out. Then I passed out and woke up here. So that's some adventurer or hunters and gatherer guild found me and dragged me back. Can't believe I got saved by an elf.
Ajax will just put a heavy paw or a heavy hand on the dwarf's shoulder. Alright, you could have suffered a far worse fate. Be grateful of your friends in need, as opposed to fair weather friends.
Oh
I believe
yeah,
that's it.
real nice. I don't know where the rest of my party is.
Sorry, Ajax was getting things to repay kindness with kindness.
Well, will words help me find my missing friends? I'm feeling they probably ran into the same zombies and have as much luck as I did.
What? Give me the descriptions. If we run into them or we find them, I will bring them back. If not, I at least give them their burial rights.
They're dwarves like me. Should have one of them's got a kind of beard. He goes only about down to here. He's a little younger feller. Oldest one should have a beard, nice and braided, full of decorations about to down. Kind of points about belt length on him. Should be in some basic leather armor, nothing super fancy. Kind of points over to his that's kind of on, sitting on a shelf. Looks kind of like that. Looking for treasure, though, supposedly in the area.
And did you find what you were looking for, or
Does it look like we found treasure?
I suppose not? Do you have to remember where you were when where you thought you were before the attack?
Do I look like I know my way around the forest?
Any
I'm from up
landmarks?
north.
Was there any landmarks? Anything of note?
Well, there was trees. More trees. Oh yeah, and we look at that. More trees.
Ajax would just take a big, long, heavy sigh. Sir, please, if you do not wish for anybody else to be assaulted or have to go through what you've been through, or for your friends.
If I could remember more, I would tell you. I'm sorry for being testy, but I don't know if my friends are alive or dead right now, okay? It's getting to me. If I could remember something, I would tell you.
I'm just checking something real quick. I forgot. I had this. I forgot I had this belt of hill giant strength. No, never mind. It's hill giant. Never mind. I'm thinking of dwarven kind. Ignore me. Let's see. I thank you for your time.
As you're saying that, you just hear a blood-curdling scream come from behind you. It's like, no! No! Get it away! No! No! As the man that was asleep is just laying on the bed he was on, thrashing about.
I'm assuming others are coming down to kind of hold him before he hurts himself or hurts anyone around him.
You see one person that's kind of running there, but they're going to not be able to get there as fast as you can.
Yeah, Ajax is going to get over and help restrain him and help calm him down.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Wouldn't this be more athletics in this case?
And your reasoning for that?
Well, mostly because I think athletics is just because it's more for how should I put this? Because he's using his strength to kind of hold himself without harming him, and athletics has usually governs strenuous activity. That's like running, jumping, holding stuff up, pulling stuff down. I asked him because he's trained in that.
I'll allow
This
it.
this would be more of a pure. Yeah, I made my case. 17.
Yeah, you're able to hold this guy down. He's still trying to thrash around, but he's... No! No! No!
See, do I
The
have
corpse!
any-
It was looking at me! Why? Close river! Fell in! No!
It's like we need healer. We need a healer over here. He'll just kind
As
of growl.
about this point, the other guy running towards you kind of looks at him. Okay,
Actually, wait, there's something I can do.
Mm.
I have two things I can do, but one is because I say he's just frightened out of his mind. So let's fix that. Give him a little extra. See, how should I hand this up?
you can... Clerics use this spell. They cannot, so
Yeah.
never mind.
So Ajax is just going to touch his temple. Oh, like touch his forehead and just whisper a prayer to for Rio's urgent strength. Trying to help. I said, help drive away the fear in his head.
As he kind of passes back out and falls
He said-
into another, what appears to be a restful sleep. Oh, this is the second time this guy's done that. I don't know what he saw out there, but they found him floating in the river towards, small river towards the city.
Yeah, he did mention it's not a river. How far out does this small river go? Like
It's
Like-
about good 10-15 minute walk to get where they found him outside of the city. And I
Insane.
imagine shouldn't be too hard to find. I know it's a common fishing spot. That's a fisherman is the one who found him. Thankfully, I guess he was floating face up down the river.
he woke up and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get my notes down. So he woke up, commented about river and what else?
He said the corpse looked at him. River, basically.
Hmm. He looked at him. Father Michael, you wouldn't happen to know any undead
That wasn't
would
Father
do-
Michael that came in. It was a different cleric.
His father is the head priest Michael still here?
He's not in this room. He instructed you here and then he left. Because he's kind of busy dealing with, like I said, funeral rites right now as well. So he's a little busy.
Has anybody else? So he's gonna ask the healer that came over and helped. Has anyone else been screaming about anything similar about corpses looking at them?
Not that I've recalled, unfortunately. Most people said it was zombies, so I guess they could say the corpse looked at them, but they're zombies. Something about his seems different.
Different.
Yeah.
That's what's bothering me. Would you mind if I was to take some holy water with me? I'm going to eventually go out with my compatriots.
Oh,
How to
yes, of
deal with
course.
these
How much
things.
would you like? I should be able to get you some with no issue.
4 bottles. Like for like not big ones, but just kind of like easy to carry.
Like a
I'll probably
potion-sized
some.
bottle.
Yes. So you don't know how many things we're gonna deal with, and
He goes over
yeah,
to a giant barrel, takes 4 potion bottles, and just pours water into all of them and kind of corks them off and hands them to you. And this is a giant barrel.
good to note.
This is the head temple. They got plenty of holy water and need a lot of it.
Yeah, I'm curious and he's going to give 1 gold coin for each, like, as a donation for each bottle.
Ah, I will put these in the donation box. Thank you, Sir Ajax. Because yeah, you would know this
Ajax would just
this
bow.
cleric. Because like I said, this is your temple basically.
Yeah. Let's see. The only thing is he just still has his basic maul, so the only thing he might do is which wouldn't matter until we actually go out, would be to bless his weapon. That's the holy anoint his weapon with the holy water, but that's a later that's a later situation. That's a I don't think I'll do for anything now. So I don't think there's much else I can do. Actually, there's one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ajax is going to check the pockets of the man who just went back to sleep, see if he can find any identification.
Okay, give me a investigation check.
Yep, 'cause he's going to look for any kind of insight as to where else this man might have been when he was attacked. 14.
You find a bag of like coins on him. Nothing special, like 5 gold and a bunch of silver. Nothing else that's really some little knickknacks here and there, like a pocket knife.
Well,
A
let's
little
say
like
some
whittled
coins.
down stick figure that maybe he'd been carving in his free time, but nothing to identify him or anything.
He leaves the gold and he kind of just puts the little stick figure like in his hands, just kind of something to hold on to.
You're gonna take his little stick figure he was carving.
Well, no, I'm not taking it. I'm going to
Okay.
put that in his hand, in the
Oh.
victim's hands.
Okay.
Something so he can
I've
kind of
heard
like
him. I
something he can
misheard you say
grasp and
his.
hold. Yeah, no, he's not taking. I said he's leaving the coins because he's not an asshole. But he's putting the stick figure. It's a little stick figure that he was whittling and put in his hand, so he has something to kind of like cling to. Kind of as like kind of like a doll or like a plushie or something, just something to provide comfort.
Because
And
you're a
he just
lawful character. You would not steal that gold
oh, hell no.
or anything from this guy. So, as you seem to see like a smile kind of go across his lips as you do that.
Otherwise, I don't have much more to do. I have not much more on mine other than bother the dwarf.
And you
He's
see a
not
couple
exactly.
other people in here. One of them looks like a kid that's his arms in a sling. And then you see another person that's kind of looks like they got scratches all over their face.
Ajax will approach the child. Is it? First the guy in the sling first, then the child.
Well, the child is in the sling.
Oh. Well, they say one has scratches on his face?
That's another, a kind of a middle, younger woman.
Alright, he's gonna approach the young one first, then the child.
Yes, can I help you, sir?
If you don't mind me asking, how did you get those scratches? Were you attacked as well?
Yes, I ran into some kind of big cat out in the woods. I guess I got too close to its kittens, and it attacked me. Luckily, I had some food on me that I threw to distract it and ran.
Was there anything out of the ordinary about this cat, or is it just a mother protecting its young?
Pretty sure just a mother protecting its young. It's the last time I go gathering in that area of the forest.
That would be wise. And then Ajax will approach the child.
Ooh, you're big, mister. What are you?
You can go. How old is this child, though, by the way?
About 5.
Yeah, it's like I don't think you can say what I am, little one. You can just call me Lion Man.
Lion Man. Okay, Lion Man. I saw you talking to that jerk of a dwarf and helped that man. He's been a couple nightmares. I feel sorry for him.
He's been having trouble. They've both been having troubling times.
Yes. I broke my arm.
And how'd you do that?
Well, see, Mommy told me not to climb trees. Mommy was right. But I'm still going to keep climbing trees because it's fun. But I'm going to not climb the big trees anymore. Till I get bigger, like Daddy.
Ajax would just kind of pat this child on the head. If you don't push yourself, you'll never know your limits or how to go past them. But do try to learn from this.
Yeah, Daddy always says pain is the best lesson.
Pain is always a good lesson. You just don't, but too much of it can kill.
That's scary. I don't want to die. Dying seems scary.
Ajax would kind of like hunch down and just say, "I know nobody wants to die." That's what makes life so precious, and that's what makes doing what we do so exciting.
Hmm.
Otherwise, if there's no fear, you can't be. If there's no fear, well, what's it say? Then what's make you brave? Well,
Well, okay. Well,
fear,
my mom. I just gotta wait for my mommy to get back from her. He works for the guild and gathering stuff, so hopefully she'll be back soon to pick me up. She doesn't know I got hurt yet.
that's also another kind. That's also gonna take another kind of bravery. I'm sure she won't be too happy if I'm climbing trees again. And he's gonna take out a silver coin and give it to the small child. When when your mother's done scolding you, get yourself something nice.
I'll go get some candy for sure. He kind of sneaks it into a little pocket.
Yeah, and just kind of like ruffle up the kid's hair.
You're cool, mister. I hope I can be as cool as you when I'm adult.
Ajax would just kind of stifle a little laugh before heading towards the door.
Anything else you want to do in the temple?
No, not. That was pretty much the whole goal. Was just to check out the victims, see if they had any information worthwhile.
Okay.
Ajax just invented furries.
Yeah.
So, Cassian, where would you like
You know
to
what?
try to
I want
investigate?
to point out the back season one talk.
That's the irony.
Yep. I'm the only non-cat man here.
Yeah. You're breaking. I'm trying to remember what Skull Smash character was in this.
He was a
Yep.
cleric thing.
Third thing.
He's multi-level classing stuff, so it's kind of cut off on the screen. I looked.
Yeah, I would say more race wise, but that's questions for later.
Cool. I would like to use. So we had someone go to the temple. We had someone go to there. Okay. I want to go out and see if I can use my more or less tracking skills to find out any more, any signs of where we might find or any traces of where people have been attacked by these corpse flowers or zombies or whatever. And
Okay.
I've seen these dead bodies and things.
So yeah, give me a survival check then.
Come on, Cassian, you're a tracker. Oh. Where did that come from? Oh, cool. I forgot. I have advantage to track phase, fiends, or undead because of Hunter's Bane. So, survival. $16.
Well, the first thing you can think of is to go to the place where Victor's group fought a couple of these things.
All right. Then that is where I will go.
So, couple hours later, you arrive at the place where remember they fought them. Because I still have this map, I can actually just put you on that map.
Cool. Well, it'd be nice if it was a token I could use.
Oh. Why is that? Write it from your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, I can use the one on the right here, but that one on the left I can't do anything with.
Weird. Okay, whatever. It's gone then.
Yay. Oh, fuck. That's why. Hold on. Hold on. I flipped them around.
Can you not control that one now?
No, I can control it. I just accidentally set the avatar picture in the token spot and vice versa. So let me just quickly fix, and there we go. A nice circle. So this is where the battle happened.
Mm-hmm. You can see that this, I don't have a way to update this, this is just a pre-made map, but this
Yeah.
this tree is now just a pile of ash. Let me...
I got you. I got you. Be... There.
Okay, so that one tree is gone.
Because someone set it on fire.
What dashing?
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, what dashing devil man could have possibly have done that?
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually don't remember who set it on fire.
I don't remember either, to be
I'm
honest.
pretty sure that was my wall of fire with Lyric.
Yeah, that sounds
That
about
might have
right.
been.
Yeah, that sounds
That
right.
does sound right. Okay, yeah, I want to look.
Somewhere in the universe, Lyric is just staring at Victor, taking credit for my tree kill already.
Yeah. Because I'm the fire mage.
Oops.
Well, I will look around for clues.
Ignore that circle. Give me a perception check.
A perception can do. If. Hold on. Nine.
Yep, you see the slight remnants of the battle here. It looks like because they had someone come in and clear out all the corpses so they could be properly identified and given proper burials, and the remainder of the plants, some parts were taken back for study, but the rest were burned on that tree pile because it was already burnt there, from what you can see. What language do you speak, Cassian? Because I don't see it on the sheet in Roll20.
Sorry, I have 3 languages. I have Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Perfect. Okay, so what are you going to do here?
Just kind of want to move closer to all these different trees here because there's probably sort of remnants of battle here, so there's probably like dead bodies and stuff over here.
Well, like I
if I
said, they
remember
had
correctly.
people come in and clean up all the bodies so they
Uh,
could be identified and buried.
oh yeah. Hmm. What?
Nothing. You're fine.
Just gonna start walking.
Okay.
Gonna start walking my movement speed, so it'd be 30 feet, and kind of look around.
As you get
Use
there, you
my.
see a little wooden man come out. Who are you? What do you want? As he says that in Sylvan.
What?
You come to defile my forest.
No, I don't come to defile the forest. I'm coming to find more information about those disgusting corpse monstrosities and find out what's causing them so I can stop it.
Oh, you seek the putrid one. Some people come here and deal with her abominations not too long ago.
What do you know about the putrid one?
She is undead fey creature. Poisons the land with her creatures that feast upon the fallen people. I can't word. Upon dead people, and use them to fight their battles for them, and then if they are no use to them, consume them to restore their vitality.
That is distressing. Do you know where Do you have any idea where her monstrosities are coming from? Is there like a certain place where they seem to be coming from?
She plants them. I don't know where she gets them from. She probably makes them someplace, then transports them here.
So she plants them herself.
Yes. I remember she dumped a body not too far from here. From what I could tell from some of the plants told me, and she spiked the sapling plant into the body, and it grew from there.
I'm not sure if you would know, but how can I find the putrid one?
Oh, she's quite good at moving. She seems to move through the trees with ease in the tops of them so she doesn't step on the ground. So it's hard to
Um,
track her.
hmm.
Doesn't leave
Uh,
footprints, doesn't leave trails.
is there anything special about the places where she plants her abominations?
She seems to like to plant them in areas that are sacred, like mine. It has protectors that they can somehow seem to. People seem to miss them somehow. I don't quite understand it.
I hate to ask, but is there another sacred place of yours that has not yet been defiled by her plants?
Well, they're not sacred to me because this is my sacred place. There are other creatures like me that may have them, but I do not talk to them because I am compelled to guard this area.
So this place has
It
been
is part. It
cleansed.
is why I was
Or
created.
this place has been cleansed, correct?
For now, but she may be back one day to plant something else here again.
You may not like this. However, I do believe the best way to stop her is to lure her back here with a trap.
Well, I have no way to bring her here or summon her, unfortunately.
I believe that if we can find some way to make this area appealing to her to return, we may be able to set a trap and spring it upon her when she returns.
That could work, but I don't know if she's stupid enough to come back here again for a while.
Well, I'll have to keep that in mind, but it may or may not work, but it seems to be one of our best options for the moment, just because of the significance of this spot here. Although that would require drawing her back here, which, although we would remove her upon her return, this area may become damaged once more.
Yes, I do not want that. I know I could see if I can send a message to my other of my kind when if she comes back to let people know. I know another of my kind helps with one of the big leaders in the city. He is his guardian.
I know you said it's or his guardian, but for a split second, my brain thought you said he is Asgardian. He's from Asgard. Ah, hmm. Well,
Now they'd
thank
more
you.
likely these people would be more likely from Vanaheim.
Mhm. Well, I thank you for your time and your valuable information and wisdom. I shall be heading away from this place while me and my compatriots work towards figuring out a plan to rid this place of the putrid one.
Yes, if I will send word to the guardian in the city if I see her here again.
That would be much appreciated. Thank you.
I know some of my other kind have said there may be ones growing in their area. Unfortunately, I do not know where they are located. Just that I've heard word through trees that they are in danger of having one grow there as well.
Understandable. Well, thank you once again for your time. And he bows and turns to leave.
May the forest keep you safe. As he kind of blends in with one of the tree and kind of just disappears into it.
Mm.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to Erik as Cassian heads back to town. Is there another place you'd like to look for information?
Nope, I'm curious about the body to the north, though.
About the what?
The body to the north.
The north?
The smell that the child pointed out.
Okay.
I think that's where Erik would go first.
Okay, so yeah, give me a survival check.
Oop. Advantage because it's
Yes.
a forest? Okay. Well, that's an extra 20.
Yeah, basically you were told ask the kid a little more detail about where she goes for the day, and she told you the path you go on. About halfway there, you get that scent that you've know is, like I said, partially a body decaying at the spot where it stops smelling terrible and starts getting to that more like sickly, I can't get the word out. Like sweet kind of sickly smell.
Okay.
You barely manage to notice the normal smells of the forest, but you just notice it. That kid probably picked it up better because they're younger and can smell better than their mom.
Erik's gonna try and follow it.
Okay, so yeah, after a little bit, you start. What's kind of the smell is coming like kind of from the north of you. After walking because you're going off path at this point, some reason it smells like it's coming from south of you now, like you went by it.
Alright. Is there any sign of decay or...
You can tell you're pretty close to it, but you can't seem to pinpoint it for some odd reason. Give me what check would this be here? You can give me an Arcana or Nature check.
Do nature? Again, at advantage because of forest?
Sure.
Okay.
Something about this area, something's throwing you off. You can't quite figure out what it is.
If that's the case, I am going to use this for this. I forget what level spell slot for 1 minute per level. Yeah, so I'll just use a level 1 spell slot for that. Do I detect any Fey activity in the area?
Yes, kind of not far from you, other than the normal Fey stuff that's always in this area because you're so close to a Feywild entrance. There's some weird sensation you're kind of getting from, at this point, kind of more southeast of you.
Erik's gonna head that way.
Okay, give me a perception check here.
Okay, I'm also gonna do this quietly. He's gonna be like, okay, things aren't great. And a perception that will be with advantage because forest. Natural 20.
Yeah, for some odd reason, you see kind of like a wibble in the air. Something's kind of trying to keep things out of this area. Something that really, basically some Fey bullshit.
Love this. I love Fey bullshit.
As you kind of push some leaves aside that were kind of creating an optical illusion. And in this kind of clearing before you, you see kind of a corpse kind of like sitting on its knees, arched backwards, the face kind of looking at you just contorted in pain, partially mummified with a giant plant sticking out of its chest. This plant looks like it's ready to bloom.
Erik is going to cast this on himself. So his AC now is 16. And he's going to pull out his dagger, and he's going to try and cut off the flower from the body.
Okay, let me pull up the thing for this quick.
Is this plant magical? I know it's a stupid question, but it's because I got this now. I mean, it doesn't matter. There are things, whether it's magical or not, that I have that help me out. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it doesn't say the corpse flower is magical, so no.
Okay, so it's not magical, so it can't hinder me, and it can't. If I touch it, it can't do any damage from the thorns, spines, or any other similar hazards. If it has poisons, I might have to make a pass, but. Yeah, he'll approach, just kind of grab the flower at its base, pull and cut at the same time to get the root stem out.
Okay, give me an attack, because this thing's about ready to bloom and start being a problem.
That's a 25. I don't get +2 to that. Sorry, that's for my archery. Didn't unclick it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and roll damage.
That's a 7.
You get part of it off, but it's still partially attached to the corpse. As the plant, you see it shudder and kind of some tentacles on it starting to flail. As one kind of slaps out at you. That's going to be a 17 to your AC.
That will hit.
That's going to be 3 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And since I'm not walking through them, I'm assuming my land stride doesn't help me. So.
Nope, and it's like I said, there's nothing thorny or this is just a tentacle just slaps you in the face.
Yep. That's fine. He's gonna continue trying to remove the corpse flower.
Okay, roll for another hit.
It's a 21.
Yep.
That time it's 4 max damage at 8.
So yeah, you get the tentacle, you get it off of it, and the body just slumps down.
Okay.
And this,
I'm assuming the plant's still alive.
yep, it's kind of flailing around. And looks like the tentacles, like the roots you cut off, are starting to try to grow back into something, like reach back into something.
Hold on.
Give me an nature check.
Is this at advantage because it's in a forest?
I'll say this has to deal with plants, yeah, so I'll say it's with advantage. Fire seems like a good idea to deal with this thing.
Well, I don't have fire because I left all my torch stuff somewhere else because I could see in the dark, so I don't have any fire.
Do you have an explorer's pack?
Question, Mr. Timmy G, can I put plants to sleep?
Condition them. Well, it doesn't say it's conditioned immunity to sleep.
Okay, good, because I've got a vial of sleep, and I'll just pour that right into the flower.
Okay.
So that was one of the sleeping concoctions that we grabbed, and he's gonna try and put it to sleep to bring it back to town, or at least put it to sleep so that way he can tie the vines with his rope.
Okay.
So he'll do that, and he'll pour the potion of sleep, the vial sleep juice onto it. Does it go to sleep?
The tentacles and stuff seem to stop writhing around, like its roots still kind of move around a bit, trying to latch onto something to try to, get nutrients into it.
As long as it's slow enough that Erik can just kind of hold it with one hand and tie the roots and the tentacles together, he'll do that with a sleight of hand and his rope. That's a 21 to tie those bad boys together.
So yeah, you have a tied up juvenile corpse flower.
I have a bouquet of corpse flower.
Basically, yes.
Oh my god, it sounds like Wimpy just picked an entire bouquet of oopsie daisies.
And you're gonna start dragging this thing back to town?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go back to Ajax.
Ajax will return towards the meeting spot where I'm supposed to be rendezvousing at, and
So you're just gonna go to the bar.
Yeah, he's just gonna go to the bar.
Okay, so you are now at the Sugar Plum Fairy Bar. An inn.
Yeah.
Basically, you see this place, it's a tavern that's basically... You see a few fairies kind of going around that there are the waitresses that take orders for this place. As you go in there and take a seat, you see one come up to you. Hello, mister. Welcome to the Sugar Plum Fairy. What would you like today?
Do you have anything stiff?
How stiff we talking?
Something as strong as you got. And just a nice little cup.
Okay, that'll be 1 gold if you want to pay now or put it on a tab for later.
And you'll pull out the 1 gold.
She takes it, you see her kind of dip as she grabs it into the air and kind of starts flying back to the bar.
Thank you.
And she yells, 1 hair razor. As a few moments later, an elven lady walks up. Evening, sir. Here is your our strongest drink called the hair razor. As you see, kind of a decent-sized shot glass with a purplish liquid inside of it.
And you're just gonna look at it, sniff it, swirl around, and then just down the whole thing.
So yeah, once you get from a smell, you get kind of a blackberry kind of scent from it, with hints of kind of vanilla and caramel to it. It's basically a super strong shot that tastes, like I said, blackberry and in it. Probably about 120 proof liquor.
Ooh. So yeah, it is just down that 1 gold.
As you swallow the hair on the back of your neck, you can just feel it kind of stiffen up. As you kind of feel it just going down your entire throat as it hits your stomach. And now understand why it's called what it is. Give me a perception check.
Perception. 16.
You hear a couple of people at one of the tables nearby you going, so you saw one of those mummies out? You saw a mummy out in the forest? Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. This lady in all black leaf-like clothing just threw a body on the ground and just stabbed a flower into it, and it kind of arched up and cracked. It just made this god-awful sound. I just hid. I didn't want to... Something tells me that was bad news. I just hid. Then when she was gone, I booked it right back here, man. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Does you feel like I go, did you tell someone about that? Who the hell's gonna believe me?
At that point, Ajax would just mumble, "You'd be surprised."
You listened in on our conversation, buddy? Oh, God, okay, yes, we're,
Yeah, Ajax would just turn around and just like he'll make sure that the emblem of the Legion he's with is showing. It's very prominent. And he'll walk over.
You're, a big shot around here, it looks like, aren't you?
And one and some yes, and someone who has to deal with these abominations has been bothering people.
So maybe a good thing I was talking about it. Yes, yes, where was that? Yeah, no, west of town near there was a rock on the side of the road that I hid behind. I was going after some deer to hunt for some food when I came across that lady. She kind of stunk now that I think about it, which is weird.
You
Not in a
also
way
mentioned
you'd
something
think.
about. You also mentioned something about a mummy.
Yeah, there was like a really old corpse she just was like effortlessly carrying over her shoulder. I guess she was stronger than she looked. So she just threw it on the ground and, like I said, threw that weird flower into its chest, and it just could have sworn I heard it scream, which made no sense because should have been long dead from the looks of it.
It's in the west of town.
Yes, I know. Then from what I could tell, she started climbing a tree and disappeared. I don't think she saw me, thankfully.
So you didn't see where she happened to be traveling towards.
Oh, my heart was about to beat out of my chest.
Did you happen to have a map? They'll map the local area on you.
I did not, but I always hunt around that big rock. There's no other rocks nearby. If you just start heading due west from the blacksmith, there's a path that she always takes around there that she can point you to that would lead you to it.
Thank you. This information has been most pertinent. And he'll put down a few more silver pieces for them just for the fairies to actually cover their drinks.
Ah, thank you, good sir. I
I'll
will
put down
let you know if I think of
65.
anything else if see anything else like that.
See that you do. And seeing that, and basically judging by how long it's been taking his compatriots to get back to the bar, and I mean, he's just going to assume they've already head out. So he's going to go investigate at Mount West, but outside of town from the blacksmith.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, Cassian. Since you took the big long trip, you're still on your way back, so that's gonna eat up your second turn,
That's fine.
and we'll go back to Erik.
Before we do, Ajax would leave a note of the tavern saying where he's going.
Leave a note with the barkeep to let him know if Erik comes looking for him that you went here.
Yes.
Okay, so Erik, you've been dragging this because this is a pretty big flower. It's about this at this point. It's about the size that it could probably fit a body inside of it.
Eric's not a weak cat boy. He can probably drag her pretty well.
Yeah, it's you're not going your normal walking speed doing it.
What if I put it in front of me and I started kicking it? Would that then count as passing through plants?
Sure, why not?
Because, you know, that. Nah, he wouldn't do that. He'd be dragging it.
So yeah, it's just like I said, it's only like 5 feet below your normal move speed dragging this thing, but you decide to head straight to your main guardhouse with this thing, I'd assume, right?
No, he'd either take it to the Elven Tracker, or he'd take it to his allies to say, "Hey, look what I found."
Okay. So which one are you going to take it to then?
Probably to his allies, because he hasn't met up with them to tell them, "Hey, this is what I've been doing."
Okay, so yeah, you arrive at the bar. You see the all the fairies going around there. As you come in, you hear everyone go, "Erik!" Because you're a local hero, so they know who you are.
He kind of looks at, "Did a big lion guy come in here?"
The bartender goes, yeah, he left you this note. Got information about something west of town by the blacksmith. Heading there.
Okay. He looks at the bartender. Do you got a light and some alcohol I can borrow real quick?
How strong you need?
Enough to burn this, and he holds up the corpse flower.
That's Everyone gets the smell now. This thing reeks.
Yeah, he kind of...
Yeah, get the thing out of here. Don't... Yeah, here, he throws you a bottle of something.
Thanks. A light, too, if you wouldn't mind. Lantern and tinder or something.
He throws you a piece of flint.
Thank you.
Get that thing out of here. It's stinking up my business.
Yeah, if you can send someone to go get the Elven Tracker at the barracks, please.
Okay. So yeah, you pour. You're gonna pour the liquid on the thing.
Yeah, but he's not gonna set it on fire until the Elven guy comes.
Okay. So about 10 minutes later, he shows up. Oh yes, Erik. Was there something you? Oh God, what is? Oh, what is that thing?
Corpse flower. Found it in a body of a unfortunate traveler, soldier. Didn't take the time to look at the corpse. Figured this was more pressing. Corpses, and Eric's gonna give him directions to where to find the corpse at.
Oh yes, we can get someone to go pick that up for the city. They would appreciate the loved ones for that. So these are what those plants look like, huh? This one looks like it's almost reached maturity from the looks of it.
Yeah, it was about the bud. I pulled it from the corpse. If I would have been 2-3 minutes later, it would have been a problem. It does try and find bodies, so it means it is some sort of sentient to try and find a host. It uses these tentacles that I've tied to move around and find a host. Best to burn it.
And slap the living crap out of you.
Yeah, they will defend themselves. Tentacles are fine. Do not let the root anywhere near any openings or anything like that. That is the key. Didn't have any fire on me. Came back to town. Got some liquor here. Was waiting for you to set this thing on fire. So that way you could at least see, smell, get your experience on it.
Yes, this thing smells like death incarnate. Oof. I'd imagine if this thing's got a few corpses in it, it'd be even worse.
Actually, I was able to track this using a sweet, faint smell, as described to me by one of the children of the village. Probably because it has a host, it was trying to lure more people in to implant any more seeds or pollen that it has.
Yeah, really old death starts to smell sweet after a while.
Yeah. So beware of that. That sweet smell. What's the best way for me to describe it to him? What a similar smell to it?
Sickeningly sweet. Like it's still got
Uh,
that. It's like it'll smell sweet for a second, and it'll get the after scent of death.
you kind of, if you think about a really sweet syrup that is way too tart once you swallow it, it kind of smells like that. As Eric takes the flint, strikes it to light that thing on fire.
You hear it kind of go. You kind of hear it like make some kind of weird animalistic noise as it burns. As it kind of starts flailing about, the tentacle starts flapping around. But after a while, everything subsides and it just sits there burning.
Eric will look at the older elven man and just. They're not magical, so you won't need any sort of fey detection for it. But it did have a barrier around it that was magical to hide where it was at. So I'm starting to think there's probably a necromancer at play with this. Probably hiding and using the cave as some sort of base. If not, who knows?
Yeah, very well. We'll tell people to stay out of the caves and look for smells like this and burn
the
these
smell,
things on sight.
yeah, the smell was. I had to really take in something to get the smell of it. So it's best to try and go into the forest as a group, 3, and then just be wary of any smells in any sort of disguised area.
Okay, I will pass it on to people and make.
Right, well, I gotta run to the smith real quick. My allies there.
Very well. I wish you, may Saline bless your journey.
May Saline bless your journey.
Ajax, you arrive at the blacksmith. What was I calling this place? That not saving my notes? A bitch. I'll try to remember the name, but it's you see the woman that run into just kind of hammering away at something. Looking at the kind of, it's kind of an open air blacksmith. It's got like the forge outside under like a leaf canopy. Kind of those like intricate woven together branches holding up its supports. We see a wall that's got a bunch of, I'd say the best way to describe it is elven swords in elven weaponry in Skyrim on the wall.
Leaf blades. Got it.
All kind of like leafy patterns on them. You see kind of a more muscle-bound elven woman hammering away at some stuff in there.
I have to speak the background. Let's see. Where was I? My notes. Because the guy did tell Ajax that there was a rock that out by the road outside town. The most he would do is just confirm that information over the.
You're asking the blacksmith lady?
Yep.
Ah, yes, that gentleman does come by here to hunt every now and then, brings me some of his catches every now and then. Get good, nice sear on it, just frying it in the forge. Grilling it from the forge, since that thing runs so hot. Kind of points. Yeah, the path he usually takes is down over that way. You looking for anything weapon-wise since you're here?
Anything to help reinforce my maul would be appreciated.
May I see?
And he passes over his maul, which is basically just It's just a very it's a balanced buffet, but it looks like a giant block of stone at the end. That's reinforced and bound to it.
Well, might take me a couple days, but I could get this thing beefed up a bit, be more useful to you.
I don't have a couple of days at the moment. Like once I deal with business, I'll be sure to stop by.
Ah, yes. What's the name?
Ajax.
Ajax, yes. Name's Burrell Ironleaf. Hopefully we can make a deal. That, or you can always make you something new if you want as well. Although it'll take a little bit more time.
I'm just much appreciated. But for now, I need to get back to work. I'll keep it in mind. And Ajax will head out towards 'cause he doesn't have dark vision. He would have torches. So
Well, it's
and
still the
also
middle
steel.
of the day.
Yeah. He'd continue following the trail until he got to find that stone that he was hiding. The power patron was hiding behind,
So yeah,
and
but
start looking from there.
about 15, 20 minutes later of walking, you come across. You see this off in the distance. You see a big stone. It's hard to miss.
So this is the place. Let's see what we can find. And he's gonna start search around to see where he find any of those quartz flowers, or at least traces of them.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Everything. 11.
Yeah, you don't see or smell anything out of the ordinary. You see a bunch of pretty tall trees that you think that the lady might have climbed up that he called the that planted the corpse. But you can't seem to see any inclination of where it might be. Because you don't see any other rocks nearby.
That's alright. I got divine sense, so I'm gonna pop one of those and see if I detect any undead in the area.
Okay, so as soon as you do that, you kind of a little bit northeast of that rock, you just get this powerful odor coming from there, but you see nothing there.
Ajax didn't have his mold already.
Just a second here. Let me finish reading that. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, this would be behind total cover because of the one thing.
So would you still know it's like general direction, but that's about it?
Yeah, there's this one kind of like weird clearing that you can see there where the thing should be, but you see nothing there.
Ajax is going to anoint his maul with some of the holy water, and then approach it. Maul at the ready.
Okay, give me a nature check here, or arcana check.
Nature or Arcana? They're both 0, so it doesn't matter. Let's do nature.
Well, one might be a different DC, but
18 for nature, and you want to do Arcana as well?
one or the other, and you already picked nature.
Well, 18.
But yeah, you do seem to notice like a strange leaf barrier kind of in the area that you notice. Huh. And you kind of push it aside, and you see, as I described earlier to Wimpy, like a mummified corpse, kind of like twisted and contorted, back like on its knees, back arched over, with a flower poking out of its chest. This one doesn't look very big.
Well, it's definitely found what we're looking. One of the things we're looking. At least one of the things we're looking. Time to go smashy smashy. Actually, yeah. Would Ajax know to try and burn this first, or would he?
Give me an nature check again.
So I'm just gonna hit his maul. That's a 15.
Yep, smashing it would probably help, but never hurts to burn it too to be safe.
Okay, so he's going to take out his flint and steel and attempt to set fire to the corpse, to the corpse flower, the growing corpse flower, which is what he seems is what he's looking at.
Okay. Just using flint and steel on the flower?
Yep.
Okay, it doesn't catch.
All right. Lights a torch and just lights it that way. I don't know flame these damn things.
As you do this, the corpse it's on also starts to catch on fire. As you see it start to twist and contort more, and the corpse starts screaming. And starts standing up and looking at you.
Oh. Yeah, we don't like that. We're gonna just smash that thing's head in.
Okay?
It's
And
like,
you
stop
anointed
that.
this thing with holy water, right?
Yes.
Okay? Roll to hit.
16.
16 will hit. And add a d6 of radiant damage to that.
So that is. It's 17 bludgeoning damage plus 5 radiant. I rolled both sixes for the bludgeoning.
Yeah, basically you smack this thing in the face. Its head explodes into a... Like you hear it burning from both the fire and like just melting from the holy water. As the thing crumples to the ground, it just keeps burning. As a fall stench just fills the area now. Give me a constitution check.
Check or save?
Save, sorry.
No problem. 21.
Yeah, you're used to the smell of burning corpses, so like, ugh. Man, if
Ugh.
I wouldn't be used to this, I'd probably be throwing up right now.
Absolutely. So, that's done. Does it still look like there's that? Is there any kind of aura, or any kind of like covering the area? Rather, is it still under total cover that whatever it was covering it is gone now?
It still seems to be there.
And is the corpse flower still burning?
It's still burning, yes.
So I'm assuming it's still alive, quote unquote.
Well, it's essentially dead at this point. It's just still burning.
Right. Ajax is gonna smack it until it's basically put out the flame while also mulching this thing very well. You don't want to start forest fires. That'd be bad.
Okay, so yeah, you basically smash this thing into ashes, into like charcoal, as you kind of more maul the corpse that was still attached to a bit as well.
Hmm.
As the corpse is now in two pieces. Well, as the chest is kind of like broken off from its legs.
Well, that's one down. Let's see. Since that's over and dealt with, Zay just looks about the area trying to figure his markings of where, like he knows the putrid lady ran off to the tree cover, so he's trying to figure out where she might have. There's any telltale sign where she may have gone off to next.
Okay, give me a perception check.
That's critical 4.
Yeah, you can't see any hide nor hair of where she went.
Well, I did say Well, I did say she went up the tree, so AJ's gonna climb a tree.
Okay, give me athletics or acrobatics of your choice.
I'm gonna take athletics because why not? 25. I'm just gonna try and get up off the tree cover.
Okay, so yeah, you pick this. Since you're in heavy plate armor, you find the thickest tree you can to make sure it can withhold your weight without issues. And kind of using your maul and stuff, you kind of smack into the tree to kind of give you a lift up as you get near the top. Where it's starting to get you don't dare go any higher because you don't think the tree might be able to bear your weight anymore at this point.
Mm.
But you're a good 40 feet up because this is a giant tree.
He's gonna take another look to see if he can try for anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, give me another perception check because you have a different angle this time.
Yep. Let's try this again. And same roll. Oh, well, that's statistically that's incredible. All right, take it away.
Yeah, you see nothing at this point. You can't see anywhere which way she could have gone.
Damn.
Cassian, about this time, you get to the bar. You see a giant flower just sitting there, smoldering, and it reeks to high hell.
Oh, what in the hells is that?
As part of it seems to turn to ash and just kind of collapse in on itself. It's been burning for a while now.
Ah, it's disgusting. Where could the others be? Make his way into the bar, into the tavern.
You see a couple people off in one corner drinking. You see a few other people in there eating some food. You see the bartender kind of waving in, "Greetings, welcome to Sugar Plum Fairy, my good." And you're doing another changeling, right, Zane?
What?
This was another
Yeah, do a
changeling, right?
changeling, yeah.
Okay. What do you look like right now?
Uh, I'd say Elvin.
Elvin? And male or female?
Male.
Male? Okay.
Male for now.
My good sir, is there anything I can get you today?
Yes, I'm looking for my companions, Eric and Grimlock, Big Lion Man.
Ah, yes, I see you're with his group. Yes, he was here a few minutes ago and left, headed out west, I believe, to the blacksmith.
They couldn't have waited, all right. Thank you. Mosey on out.
So I'll say about this point, for continuity purposes, Eric, you will have gotten to the blacksmith. Wimpy, you there?
What's up?
You're at the blacksmith now, trying to get to the.
Okay. Eric will look at the black suit. You seen a big, tall lion guy?
Oh yes, my good sir. He good. Yes, sir, Eric. I just told him he was going to try to find this rock area down that way. It's can't miss. It's the only real rock in this big rock in this area. It's got a 10-15 minute walk down that way.
Thanks.
So yeah, about 10-15 minutes later, you get there. Give me a perception check.
Perception check. 15.
You're in the forest, so would you get advantage for that?
Yeah.
You see Ajax up in a tree.
What you doing up there, big guy?
But and just sit down and give kind of a short salute. Hello, sir. Looking for the target,
What's the target?
the putrid lady. I see where she went to next.
Do you have a trail?
Uh, Not so much as a general idea. Not
Okay.
exactly the tracking type.
Can
But-
I help with trying to find a trail for him?
Ajax would be pointing out down to the corpse flower, or what's left of it.
Oh, you got one too. When you walked here, did you feel any shift in arcane, like an illusionary spell or anything like that?
Come to think of it, and I think Ajax will start climbing back down, so he doesn't have to keep shouting.
Yeah, I'll say you rolled so good and up there, that'll count as your way down, too.
Thank you. He'll recover his his maul.
Yeah, because when you pointed to where
Walk
the
over.
corpse flower was, it's behind that barrier. Eric couldn't see it.
Yeah, there was
Hmm.
some sort of barrier messing with my senses.
I can still just imagine if your athletics had also been in that one, you'd be a cat stuck up a tree.
Unfortunately, the time has passed for that. Next time, though.
Did you got a
Unfortunately,
25 going up? I'll let them count to get him down, too, because that was such a good roll.
Yep.
Eric will look at Ajax and ask him, did you find the corpse flower wandering, or was it in a body?
It was in a body.
Where's the body at?
What's left? What's left of the corpse flower? It tried to stand up.
Okay, so it was blooming. Okay, I found one north of town that was starting to bloom. This one is west of town, right?
You showed him the actual corpse, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he showed you basically a headless corpse that's burning with its chest basically pounded open.
And this is west of town, right?
Yes.
Is it the equal distance west of town as that where I found the flower north of town?
No, this is considerably further.
Okay. All right. Because I am familiar with the terrain and I have this feat, or this is my background, can I figure out how far away this flower was from the one that I discovered?
You can, but there's no relevance that you can basically from the other one you know of that Victor's group fought. There's no like congruent data that can match that would give you any
Not
clue
the one
about
that Victor, the one that I pulled.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you'd know where the one Victor dealt with too was, and there's basically it's random distances.
Not concerned about the one that Victor dealt with. Victor
Okay.
dealt with one that was underground miles and miles away.
His was never underground.
The corpse flower?
No, you fought that above ground.
Yeah, it was above
Oh,
ground.
that's right. That one was above ground. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the necromancer under the in the caves. My bad.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no cave. Is that where you got the caves from the first part?
No, I asked the elf if there were any caves around because there where they found the necromancer was in a cave.
Okay.
So if we think it's necromancer, and he said, yeah, there's a cave around here that nobody goes into.
So I get. From what I'm hearing, is there's no particular pattern how these things are being planted. What
That's fine.
this
That's
dude's trying to
fine.
say.
Because I don't feel like doing that math and figuring that out.
That was going to be my next question. So, sir, did you find any leads?
I found another flower north of town. Brought it into town terminated it with flowers, showed the local tracker about it, found it in a corpse, was about to bloom. I pulled it out before it bloomed.
Yeah, fire seems to be work pretty well on these things. Thanks. Divine energy net would be the next follow up. Other than that, and you should be careful around the one of the victims who were attacked kept saying something about how they looked at him funny, which doesn't sound like just a regular zombie, you know, staring at him. It sounds like something else might have been up with that. So we should be on our guard for some sort of gaze, I suppose. No idea what it will do. But it's something worth noting. The man I found who had suffered from it was found came floating down the river. And let's see where the one that was near the common fishing spot. Did was it mentioned where in Mississippi G was the river south or west?
Kind of southeast or southwest.
Southeast?
Southwest. Sorry, southwest of the city.
So yeah, there's one. So they were it was found floating southeast.
West.
Sorry, southwest. And that'll probably be our next spot.
So you're gonna head back to town then?
Yeah, if we can't get a trail.
Okay. So as you're arriving back at the blacksmith, Cassian happens to be walking up to the blacksmith at the same time.
Oh, hey, there you guys are.
Cassian. Any leads on your end?
Well, I went out to where one of the more notable encounters with the corpse flowers had taken place. I encountered this little strange. Would I know what it was?
You would know it's a woodwode because you're from this area. They're like guardian spirits of the forest.
I encountered a little woodwode who I tried to get some information about the putrid one. Apparently, she travels around planting, dropping these corpses and planting the flowers in them to. Seems like she's tainting these different areas, and I'm not exactly sure why. But I did get I was informed that if they were to if they were to come back to that location at any time, that we would receive notice from their contact within the city.
Wimpy, give me a nature check.
A nature check, okay.
Or Eric, give me a nature check. Not you, Zane.
All right.
I'm assuming dealing with the forest, it's an advantage.
Yeah, I'll let that slide. You remember Null had a little wood guy with him. Is that related, maybe?
Things. There was a little wood guy with Nald. Would I be familiar with what that would be?
Yeah, you think that guy's a little woodwode that guy has for protection.
I figured as much. It's something that's not unusual in Eric's experience.
If anyone wants to
Yeah,
give me a nature check on to see what those things actually are.
Yeah, I think it's. Ajax took a stab. 17.
Anyone else gonna roll?
How do I not just know what they are?
You know what they are. You just don't know how they come about being is the thing you'd have to think on.
Okay, well, I will roll my nature check at advantage because I've got the ability to recall information about fey, fiends, or undead at advantage.
None of these things are fey, fiend, or undead.
Oh, they're not. It's not a fey.
I think. Let me double check.
Yeah, if you could check on that to see if a wood woad, being that it speaks Sylvan, see if it has any, if it's classified as fey.
Nope, they're not fey according to the book. So
All right, then just straight nature. Got it. No.
But Ajax, you know these things are kind of an old, kind of more druidic thing where a person sacrifices themselves to be put into this eternal guardian to either guard a person, area, or do some kind of protection for their lives. It's kind of at one point it was an honor to do this with yourself.
So, sounds like they're one of those woodwood creatures. They were having when druids sacrifice themselves to become the eternal guardian to a place sacred to them or to their deity.
Mm.
Supposed to be a mark of honor. At least back then it was.
That's interesting.
Definitely seems like it Eric, would this be one of those sacred areas that would be in actually that we were just in right now back when for the Eric Horse Flower?
It's possible.
Give me a history check.
You cut out. What was that
History check.
for both of us?
Yeah, you could potentially know this. Not when you think about it.
Nope. He does not.
You're
He
not
does not
sure if
know
that
this.
area was considered sacred at one point or not. The Ajax, you have no idea. Eric, you don't know for sure. It could have been if there was the Woodwoad is either hiding from you because he didn't consider you a threat, or maybe the one that guarded that area has because these things can or technically will always exist, but they can still be killed if enough damage is done to them. So you don't know if there's one there or not, or if that area is sacred, basically.
There's gotta be some sort of pattern other than mass hysteria. They say anything online to the enemy is not has exactly been without thought. There's always been a purpose behind it.
So
So what's the
Eric just kind
pattern?
of looks around. That's what I'm trying to figure out. We found two that seem innocuously placed or moved or have traveled to that. And then on top of the one that Victor found, I can't see a pattern with their movement. There has to be something. It might have to do with something with the victims.
Mhm.
Well, do either of you have any idea how we can track down this so-called putrid one?
He likes to climb into trees and jump out or disappear overhead. So that's the most. I mean, no one else seems to remember how she travels other than that.
Well, I did pose the theory to the little wooden fellow in the forest. What if it were possible to set a trap for this putrid one and bring them to us?
That would be an idea, but we need some way of luring them in, and like assuredly so.
Do we know if they only place sorry. Are we aware of if they also place the bodies as well or just the flowers?
She does, according to the last two people I spoke, spoke with. She does place the bodies there as well.
Do you think she would be drawn in by a large collection of bodies in one place?
I would have to assume so.
Because we could make an appealing trap and bait it with bodies. Just a theory, just a suggestion.
Eric, you know
Got
Karlika would not like that plan.
Hmm.
We need
Well,
to find out where they're coming from.
there's two ways
That's
to
number
think
one.
about that. There's two ways to think about that. Either we can figure out another plan, or what Karlika doesn't know won't hurt her.
Um, does this settlement have some sort of morgue or somewhere that they treat dead bodies?
Yeah, the temple.
There goes. Our best option might be to use some sort of bait to see where they come from.
We should probably bring up to the head priest.
I'm gonna say, Ajax, you wouldn't like this plan either, based off your alignment and your class.
Yeah, Ajax is definitely having some merit. Is having definitely my counting. Like, this does not sit well.
Well, it's either sit and wait or we go into the forest and scour the forest, and that's good luck.
It's not ideal, but we could look for ways to narrow down our search within the forest. I pride myself on being able to track undead.
And you do have one lead.
It wasn't the cave.
No, the river one.
That's right. We haven't checked out the river one yet.
Hmm.
I
Well, we
say
could
let's.
head to the river.
I say let's exhaust our other options before we go pulling out corpses to lure her in. I'd rather not disturb the dead.
I wouldn't either, but
Yeah, I don't think it. Honestly, I don't think Harlika or Michael, the head priest, would be on board with this either way. Not about some serious convincing. So my vote is to check out the river. See if we can find another lead there. Once we exhausted our options, then we at least have one plan for the fallback.
Fair enough.
So do you head back into town first?
I figured we'd be on our way. We'd head back to we'd go deal with the river first. Well, I said it's up to the rest of the party.
Well, we should finish checking out the last lead.
Eric, you think you should report to someone where you're going before you head out to this river thing?
Sure, that would probably be. Yeah, it probably makes sense.
Yeah. We should definitely report our findings first before we follow up on the last one. Just in case things go sour.
Yeah.
Well, to Karlika's in town, I guess. To the main guard post.
So, as you're heading back into the city, you hear a commotion coming up by the bar, as you hear a woman screaming, "Please, someone! You have to help her! Please, anybody!"
Well, two things. One, Ajax will head back towards the bar, and anybody who follows him will be affected by more of alacrity. So you can move. Our walking speed is increased by 10 feet. That's within let's see. I think it's just within 10 feet of me. So Ajax will be racing towards the bar.
Okay, is anyone following suit?
I'll
Sure.
follow him.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you get to the bar, you see a woman. She is kind of got a lot of blood on her, and she's holding a small child in her arms. "Please, someone, help her! She's not moving! She's not moving!"
Stand aside, and Ajax will lay on hands. To have.
Nothing happens.
Is she still alive?
Wimpy, or Eric, you notice.
Yep.
This is the little girl that told you about the smell coming by her pathway.
He will look at Ajax and be like, "Do you have something like lesser restoration?"
Ajax will shake his head. He does not.
Give me a medicine check, Ajax.
Madison, don't fail me now. 8. You failed me, Madison.
You sense no pulse on this girl. There was this ragged man. He attacked. I managed to get away, but
We need to get to the temple right now. Like, get her to the temple right now, maybe.
with that, since Eric did not deal with the zombie that the corpse flower was in, led to that attacking the girl. And that is where we're going to end this session for the day.